Hello friends, welcome to my channel, a channel for learning simple coding. If you find this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. In this video, we are going to understand incremental static regeneration, ISR in Next.js. This is the combination of static and dynamic rendering because it tells Next.js that after a certain time, you have to regenerate HTML pages. That is called incremental static regeneration, and this time we define with the help of revalidate, and x is the time in a second that we want to give to the Next.js to generate the page again after a certain time. So we check this also. In the last two videos we have learned static and dynamic rendering, and this is the code for static rendering. So remember that in static rendering we use here the force cache. So we have to remove this. In place of this we have to use next. Remember next, and under this we have to use revalidate, and here I need to specify the time. So I say after 60 seconds I want to revalidate the code, means I want to regenerate the HTML pages after 60 seconds. Remember that you can do like this also, or you can do by this also, export const revalidate. Remember, then we pass here 60. So like this also I can do. Only one thing you have to use, you can use this setting also, or you can use fetch function also. It depends on you. If you are using a fetch function, then give this property. If you are not using fetch function, then give this property. Both will work and they will incrementally update your page. So this is the setting which we have to do. Next, revalidate 60 second. Time may be anything. Just after 60 second I want to regenerate this page. Remember that again we have to make changes here also. So here also I remove this. I say next, then revalidate, then I say 60 second. Then I have this also, generate a static param. Remember that I can do here also same thing, and I will disable this function also. I will show you both the conditions here. First of all, I make setting of 60 seconds on each and every condition. Now in next build I will remove this static, generate a static param, because incremental static regeneration work statically or dynamically in both the way. So right now I'm using generate a static param, so it should run on the basis of static site generation, means you generate pages and after 60 second it regenerate the page. That would be runtime. That I can't show, but I can show in a build process that I'm using now incremental site regeneration, ISR I'm using. So setting is done. Now I show you the again build process, how this page build. So I say here npm run build, and you will see that build process will generate now, and again this build process will be ISR. It would not be dynamic, or it would not be SSG, it would be ISR right now. Now you see that we have static site generation, we have dynamic site generation. Remember that in these two anything can be taken by the ISR, because ISR is made because of these two combination. So first of all it generate the static pages, and then after certain time it rebuild the process. So we see that code here, you see this time generating these pages at build time. So 27 pages they are generating at build time, and this is SSG, because ISR may use SSG also and may use dynamic rendering also, depend on the code which you written. Here if you see in my code I am using generate static param function, because of that it adopting this method. Now I am disabling this. This time I make comment of this function. Remember that I am not using this function right now, and I have revalidating here also, I have revalidating here also. Now again I do build process again, and you will see the changes that ISR will make now dynamic rendering in place of static rendering. So once again I am building this, and in this time I have disabled this function generate a static param, because this function generate a static param we use for static rendering or static site generation. So we have disabled this. Now this time ISR will use dynamic rendering. Remember that, because of this setting. Revalidate 60. Here also we have revalidate. Now you see this time it not using SSG, because I have removed this function. Remember I have removed this function generate a static param. So forcefully I tell the Next.js that do not use a static rendering now. So it not using static rendering, it using dynamic and static pages. And you see that this time I am using caught here. This caught remember, using dynamic rendering, and this code using static rendering. Why? Because on this page only one page is there that's showing number of authors, remember that. So this page is single one, so automatically ISR check with the help of this setting that this page is eligible for static rendering, so it generate this page as a statically, remember that, this one. And now this page is generated by dynamically because we have removed the static site generation setting from this. So because of this, after that it identify that we will use dynamic rendering for that. So after 60 seconds it will refresh all the pages because of this setting. So I have shown you with the example here that how you can use all three types of pre-rendering in Next.js. So you can use static rendering also, you can use dynamic rendering also, or you can use ISR, incremental static regeneration also. So incremental static regeneration is a combination of both static or dynamic rendering. Either you can use whatever you want as per your choice or your preference. You can use these rendering. So I think you understand now what is the difference between static rendering, dynamic rendering and ISR. If you understand, if you learn something from this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching this video.